Warning, this video could cause an extreme case of apitis. Viewer discretion is advised. All right, guys, what's up? What we're going to be doing today is looking at futures and basically kind of how we're progressing down our constant product formula, all right, and our price equation. And basically, guys, I'm going to have like a crazy little math problem at the end for you because like it costs $200 to deposit. And it costs $200 to compound your rewards in futures, all right? Is this the secret sauce? All right. Is this going to make this whole system sustainable? All right. Check out the end of the video. You'll find out. All right. So guys, just real quick little tour around. All right. So we have our constant product formula. So I got my little graph right here. And this is for our BNB LP. And I just wanted to show you guys that we are making some steady progress down the constant product formula curve. All right, so this was about the end of January when futures was released. All right, and then we made some nice progress all the way down February. February to March, we didn't make that much progress in the BNB pool. Kind of crazy things were happening. There was a lot of arbitrage and some major BNB FUD, but we did make a little progress there. And then we're cruising, guys, down in April. All right, so that's our BNB pool. So this is like a nice visual, like steadily making progress, you know. It just feels good. All right, here's our BUSD liquidity pool. And guys, you can tell like just from like the BNB pool, if you look kind of like where we're at, and then if you look at the BUSD pool, you can just kind of see like we are like a lot farther down that BUSD like constant product formula curve. All right. So this liquidity pool is less deep. There's not as much liquidity in there, even though there's still tons. All right, it's right about 20 million right now. But this one will have a more volatile price action. All right, so this one can pump a lot easier than the BNB pool. All right, so guys, again, if we take a look, here's kind of our steady progress that we've been marching down this curve. All right, so from January to February to March, and now at the end of April, constant progress, guys. All right, and that's kind of like the key with elephant money. You always see that it's just keeps going up. You know, you crab a little sideways, and then it just goes up. It just keeps going up, guys. And that's the strength of our protocol. And then eventually, it's going to pop off, and we're going to be riding the parabola yet again. All right. So awesome stuff, guys. All right. So constant product formulas look good. All right. Our price equations. Okay. So this is how we would determine the price. Okay. And our price equations are parabolic functions. All right. And here we go, guys. So we have our BUSD. All right. Price curve. Okay. And then you can kind of see how we've gone from, let's see, January. All right, we were, let's see, if I zoom in a little bit more. All right, so January, we were close to 11 cents per million, and we had about $9.1 million in the pool. And then we progressed February. All right, we had about $9.78 million, and then we got to that 12.5 cents per million. March, yet again, marching along. All right, we had over 10 million now in the pool, and we're over 13 cents. And then as we stand right now, guys, we have about 10.4 million in the pool, and we are hovering right there above the 14-cent range. All right, so awesome stuff, guys. And the BNB pool, all right, you notice, guys, that's a deeper pool, so the price curve is not as steep. All right, it takes more capital to pump that price. However, guys, it's pretty much our price has been steady throughout with our other pool. And so here's our January. All right, January there, we were just under 11 cents per million. And then our February and March, we were hovering just under 13 cents per million. And we were above 14 cents per million, and then BNB's kind of taken a little bit step back. So we're just under that 14 cents per million mark right now in our BNB pool. Okay. And one thing, guys, that just to note is to get them both on the same graph. I have to convert the BNB pool to like BUSD value. So you have the same variable on the x-axis, and we have our price per million on the y-axis, right? But looking good, guys. So it's a nice visual. You can kind of see that progress is constantly being made. We're constantly moving forward in the elephant.money system. All right. So guys, here's the scoop. So I was on a recent AMA, Twitter Spaces, all right, Crypto TN is starting a Twitter bi-weekly elephant money AMA, and the new one is going to be tomorrow. All right, so if you're seeing this when it first launches tomorrow with Crypto Stew, and it's going to all be about futures, so that's going to be absolutely amazing. All right, so make sure you check that out on Twitter. If you can't catch the live, make sure you look for the replay. All right. So they're going to be talking about futures, and I'm just going to drop a little futures nugget for you guys right here. All right, so on that AMA, Crypto TN was asking me like, hey, when do you think like the supply shock is going to be like in full effect? You know, and my answer was like, I'm looking definitely for us to get back to our all-time high. All right. So our all-time high is about a little over 50 cents per million. All right. That was like that very tip of that first parabola. And how we're going to get there, guys, is if we are able to generate another $15 million of input, all right, into the BNB pool, and $10 million, all right, into the BUSD pool, we'll arrive on that all-time high. All right. Now that, guys, assumes that the price of this BNB, which did take a little bit of a step back, stays steady. Okay. If BNB pumps, that brings our value of that BNB pool up tremendously. All right. And it's going to like reduce kind of like that capital requirement for us. All right. But that's just assuming that we're relatively steady at the BNB level. Okay. And so what I did, guys, was I took our LP and I put 15 million of buy into it. And I had just number one. So we're going to do that one time. And that's going to bring our total elephant down in that pool to 54.76 trillion. And same here, we're going to do 10 million into the BUSD pool. And that's going to bring us down to about 37.6 trillion. All right. And notice, guys, that that is going to be, you know, just about like that all-time high, a little more than that. And guys, when you see it close to a 300% price appreciation, that's going to be a 4x. Okay, so basically 4 times where we're at right now. So right now we're at 13, 14 cents. So low 50 cents is going to be like a 4x or a 300% price appreciation. All right. Now, what's cool about this, guys, is once we get to this point, and then we just keep progressing up, like the rate at which everything increases as far as the value of the elephant token explodes even more. The value of the treasury starts just popping off like crazy. So it's going to be pretty cool. All right. But I wanted to show you guys this because right now Bertha is just under 130 trillion tokens. And she right now is about really close to $18 million in value, $17.86 million in value right now. And if we get to our all-time high again, all right, that's going to put her a little over 220 trillion tokens. And she's going to be valued at just under $121 million there. All right. So pretty sick, guys. All right. That's going to be pretty much close to a times 7. All right. Close to a 600% price appreciation for Bertha's value right there. All right. So that's at our new all-time high. Okay. So here's the tidbit, guys, that I wanted to share with you guys. All right. This $200 deposit into futures. All right. Can this thing really power us to sustainability, that injection of fresh capital into the system? All right. So check this out, guys. So what I did was I kind of transferred our values over. So it's like, hey, all right, Bertha is now at our all-time high. All right, so she's got this 54.7 trillion elephant and the 37.6 trillion elephant. And I transferred it over to this page here, okay? And what I did, guys, was I put my number of elephant tokens into my Desmos graph, and I ran that across to figure out how much BNB would be in there and how much BUSD would be in there. All right, so I used my graph to get the matching total, and that would be my price right here. And what I'm going to do, guys, with this is we're just going to figure out what actually happens when you put $200 in. All right, because we're going to be rolling um, our available balance with futures by having to deposit a fresh 200 capital. All right, and what does that do for the sustainability of the system? Okay, because we were talking on our Twitter AMA that like, hey, you put in like 200 and this magic of Bertha is like she kind of like doubles that like $200, and yeah, like she does now. But remember, like this is elephant money, right? Like we are like always up and to the right and parabolic in nature. So like it's going to get a little more juicier over time. All right. So check this out, guys. If we put in just 200 bucks, okay, into the system when we're at our all-time high. All right. So $200, bam. And we're going to do that just one time. All right. So boom, what's going to happen? Okay. All right. You don't really see much price appreciation at all. All right, but let's check this out, guys. So let's take a look. So we had Bertha's new total minus where she was at, and craziness, guys. Okay, so right there, all right, you put 200 bucks into Bertha, and her value grows $1,800. Okay, times 9. All right. So she takes that deposit, and when we're at our all-time high, she times nines it. Okay. Because remember, guys, like this is parabolic growth. Okay. So Bertha is growing this way. All right. She's gaining more tokens, and she's growing this way because those tokens are also getting more valuable. All right. So it's like two-dimensional growth. She's absolutely sick. She's a monster. And that, my friends, is only going to increase at a faster and faster scale as we get further down that constant product formula. Tastes like victory. All right, guys. See you on the next one. It's Bailey from the EMH. I'm out.